Hi everybody, this is the original Josh with Atlantic Pressure Washers, here today with Justin from Tuner Expressions, and he's here today to show the process, his process of doing a ceramic coating of the box truck. So why don't you tell us a little bit about what we're going to see today?
All right, so today you're going to see us prep this truck for a ceramic coating. So essentially we're going to wash this, do what's called a strip wash. We're going to get rid of all the dirt and contaminants that are on this wrap, and we're going to prep it for ceramic coating, and we're going to put a 5+ year graphene coating on it.
All right, Justin, so tell me a little bit about the graphene coating.
Okay, so I'm pretty sure everybody's familiar with wax and sealants. That's old school technology. Ceramic coatings came around about 7-8 years ago, started becoming mainstream, and over the last 2 years, graphene coatings have come. So graphene coatings are essentially top of the food chain. They do have a ceramic coating vessel because graphene is the strongest material on Earth. But you're going to have about an atom thick layer of graphene on top of this wrap, or any vehicles that we end up doing. Very slick surface, very awesome self-cleaning properties. So it's basically just a ceramic coating bumped up a notch.
Nice. So extra layer of protection.
Extra layer of protection.
Excellent. We've also done one coating of the graphene on the outside of the vehicle so far. So let's talk about that process. What were your steps there?
Okay, obviously we used a high alkaline strip wash just to make sure that there were no oils or any type of residue on the wrap. Once we were done with that, once again, isopropyl alcohol just to make sure that there's no grease and that there's nothing except the wrap that we're going to be coating.
Then virgin surface, like
what we call virgin surface, virgin clear coat if we were doing this on a the actual painted surface. Mm-hmm. Then we take an applicator and a little bit of graphene after we shake it up really good. Do about a 2x2 section, and we end up going in and you saw we were doing a crosshatch pattern. We do that to even out the coating, make sure that we didn't miss any spots at all. The setup time for that with the graphene, which is really good, is usually about 1 to 2 minutes, and that's why we really like using it, because you have time to work with it versus a traditional ceramic coating, high solvents. You put it on there in about 15-30 seconds, you're not taking that thing off, then it becomes it's permanently there and you need to polish it off. So we just finished our first go around on the truck. Every section we wait, we're going to be following up for longevity, increase the actual thickness by a couple mils. So we're going to go apply a thin coat after 30 to 45 minutes. We're in a controlled environment, so it's perfect for us to go through. And once we're done with that, we're just going to put a additional top coat that helps with the cure time. And then 4 hours from the last time that we do that final wipe, you could go right into a torrential downpour and it's not going to affect anything. And after 24 hours, it'll be fully cured. You're going to have the full 9H hardness of this coating, as well as the max gloss that it's going to achieve. Because right now it's still setting up, it will get glossier than this.
Yeah, and once again, from some of the other shots, you'll get a better view of this, but already this is way cleaner or way shinier than it was even after the initial wash. So it's going to be exciting to see with the second and third coats how that ends up looking. So we're going to let this go ahead and set, and in a few more minutes we'll start applying the next coat. All right, guys, so Justin's now finished the second and third coating on the outside of the truck, and it's looking fabulous. You can tell that the gloss is actually starting to get more and more of a mirrored finish to it. So as he mentioned, after it's allowed to sit for 24 hours, we're gonna see the maximum effect of the results. Was there any other details that we needed to know about the application process for our second and third coats, and how long, once again, do we need to let it sit in this controlled environment?
Okay, so pretty simple. I mean, same cut and dry method that we did before. It's just you don't need to use as much product. The whole thing that you do that extra is just it increases the thickness of the coating, very marginal, but enough to make a difference and give it more longevity. Because if we stopped with that first coat, you know, we get 3 to 4 years, you know, with proper maintenance, you know, washing it a minimum of at least once a month. But getting that extra, you're going 5+ years, but you only need a little bit because we already did a nice base layer, so we don't have to go, you know, it doesn't need to be going crazy with the actual coating itself. So just a little bit goes a long way. And then the top coat that we applied to this helps give it a lot more slickness, as well as helps the actual cure time for the specific coat, the graphene coating that we use.
So your second and third applications, they didn't have to sit as long to cure as your first application, right?
Correct. It's 30 minutes, ready to rock and roll. And then as soon as we're done with that final, we say that, you know, that 4-hour clock for overall cure time before it could go out in the elements is ready to go. Typically 24 hours is where we really want to go.
So is there any maintenance steps that we need to consider to get the best life out of this product?
So honestly, we always recommend 365 days from now to do a professional, what we consider like a maintenance wash, where we end up putting a top coat on, because just about every single ceramic or graphene coating that's actually on the market needs to have the hydrophobicity, the hydrophobic properties are usually the first things that go. So if somebody, if it's not hydrophobic at all, they're like, oh, my coating's gone. No, your coating's not gone. It just so happens to be that the UV protection's still there. It's just the hydrophobic properties continually need a boost. So typically at the year mark is when we usually recommend, you know, we do a professional detail. But there are maintenance products that you could use during a wash, because yes, ceramic and graphene coating are self-clean, well, not self-cleaning, but it makes the cleanup process when you're doing like a wash much easier, and you get a better clean, to where you take one of your pressure washers and just hit it with water. It's going to clean off a lot better than, you know, if you didn't have a coating where it's just sticking to it.
Yeah, so basically our coating is acting as a level of protection for the dirt, preventing it from adhering to the surface.
Correct. I mean, this is a sacrificial layer, and you know, on your truck right here, is just extending the life of the actual wrap itself and keeping it, you know, making it look rich versus actually dulling. So yeah, just a simple wash goes a long way. It'll keep those, you know, self-cleaning properties per se, you know, going good. But if you could wash it every 2 weeks is usually the preferred method, but you don't need to do anything crazy, just a nice pH neutral soap, a nice soft mitt, and, you know, some good pressure washers in order to take care of that rinse off process.
Sweet. All right, guys, well, we're really happy with the results, and we'll include a couple more pictures to show you up close how it looks compared from the before and after pictures. So we want to thank Justin again with Tuner Expressions and his staff for joining us today. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and as always, this is the original Josh with Atlantic Pressure Washers. Don't forget to turn the water on.